Hey everybody, Tag Life Done Free. Hey, this is a follow-up video to the land that I found for sale. And, I've handed out the information to a handful of people. I don't know where they're at in the process. I really don't care who buys it. Again, I'd just rather have as many like-minded people around us as I can. And but it's been requested of me to do a kind of a drive-through of the video. I can only really access two sides of the property, so we're going to drive over there and take a look at it. So if you're interested in seeing what it looks like, come on, check it out. So here I am out at the property. This is just at the very beginning, and as you can see, there's a nice open field right there if someone wanted to live close to the road. But we're going to drive down in here and try not to scratch my truck up a bunch and try to give you guys a little bit of a view. This is exactly on the property line. So this would be the south property line that we're driving down in here. This road's pretty remote. Again, I think you can see it'd be a little bit of a challenge getting in here, but no big deal. And we're going to drive all the way back in here as far as we can, make sure that you guys get a great view of what's going on. Lots of little saplings. Those little trees are easy to take out. There's a lot of gigantic hardwoods in there, and obviously those are great building supplies. A little harder to take out, but either way, this is going to make a great homestead for somebody. So let's go check out what we got here. I think I found something you guys should see. All right, hey everybody. I'm out here at that land, and I thought I'd just kind of show you guys around, and I'm going to drive as far as I can through it. But one thing I noticed right away is I'm standing on an amazing creek bed. So this is one of the creeks that runs through it, and it looks like to me I'm at the top, so the water's going to run downhill, but what this tells me is that there's a great opportunity for a big pond in here. And look at some of that big, tall hardwood. So there seems to be quite a few of them. But I love this right here. If you look back there, my truck's running, but if you look back there, this is the driveway to get in. So it is pretty remote, and there's not a lot out here. So let's keep looking at the property. Yeah, I have a hard time imagining all of the things that can be created here. Like I said, we're on the south property line. But there is, tree after tree after tree after tree. It's pretty much all wooded. I'd like to get to the other side of the property, but I don't know how I'd get over there, without just hiking over there, maybe bringing the four-wheeler down. And, if someone's really interested, maybe they could talk me into doing that. But there's another little creek bed right there that we just passed. And, this driveway kind of pops up on top of this hill. And so everything to the left, that big open field that's cut out there, I know the guy that owns all of that. That's the guy that's selling this piece of property. You're kind of at the top of the hill, which is nice from a runoff perspective. You shouldn't have a lot of stuff coming in. The guy, as I mentioned, that has it doesn't do any mass farming or anything like that. Boy, isn't that beautiful. It's amazing, all of those big oak trees, and there's a ton of them. So it'll make a really great resource for somebody, and, you might be able to, talk me into doing some, sawmilling for you too, but we just need to keep trucking along here. This road goes for quite a ways. Like I said, this is 32 acres of land, and we're just driving up the, up the one side. I'll stop at anything, super significant. I noticed a lot of oak trees, walnut trees. There's some hickory trees in there. I bet you find all kinds of stuff. Out on our property, we find mulberry trees and all kinds of stuff that we didn't even know we had, and yet we've been here forever. But, God, look how beautiful that is. It'd be wouldn't be cheap putting a road in, because obviously you need a lot of gravel to get all the way back here. But man, just think about how isolated you'd be, and how how you'd be away from everything. Yeah, just absolutely beautiful. Man, look at that big old tree. Just trekking on, coming back. There is, right up here in front of us, there's a beautiful spot that you could homestead and garden. We're going to stop and take a look at it here. But if you look just kind of through. Yep, right there. See it through those trees right there? That's a big enough spot to build a big house, have a garden, have a chicken coop, have some animals. And this is at the back end of the property. So, there ain't nobody to hear you, see you, nothing. It's just a long ways away. That's where I would, put my house is right there. Now, I recognize that it's a long ways away. But, for some people, they'd, maybe want it closer. But I had turned around, and so I'm driving kind of back out of this property. But I thought, because it puts me on the driver's side, you could get a much better view of everything. So, like I said, this is the complete south line, and it is solid trees, just like what you see here, with the exception of just a couple open spots. Like there's a little open spot right there. But it is solid trees all the way to the other side of the property line. There, it is wooded, and I would love that. I mean, I know it's a lot more work, but I would just absolutely celebrate, God's resources that were given to me, and that I can make available to me, to build and to do, all of the things that, that it takes to build a homestead. Yep. This is the clearest part of the property, is this south property line where this driveway goes. Everything else, again, as I mentioned, is just solid woods. And there's a couple, as you look down, and there's a little road right back there. I wonder where that one goes. Probably down into a little opening, but it didn't take you a while to walk all this and understand where all of it is, but I love it. I think this is a rare piece of property. You don't find, or at least where I'm at, you don't find a 32-acre piece of property that comes up for sale, let alone one with this type of resources. And as I mentioned in my other video, there's 2 creek beds. See, I'm going back over one of them right here. And if you look down in there, guys, there's a big bowl. That big bowl would be a great place to build a pond, and would give you some pretty good surface water and some pretty good storage capacity. I would be very excited about that. We're going to pop out here, and this is the front piece of the property. This is probably the largest opening. So if someone wanted to live right there close to the road, this would be a great spot. Not a lot of clearing. We could spend one day in there with the skid loader and have a building site, ready to go and to build. The driveway would not be as long, therefore the cost would not be as far, but you're out on the road. Now, in fairness, this is a gravel road, right? So this is not a lot of traffic that's going to be coming down this road. It's pretty isolated, from anything. But so the property line is going to start right about right here and then head this way, and I'll drive you to the other side. So now we're driving on the east property line. Like I said, there's a nice big opening there, so you could build all kinds of stuff there without having to, take down a whole bunch of trees. But isn't this beautiful? Just absolutely beautiful. When I said solid woods, I meant it. It's solid woods. Right up here, we're going to come up on this bridge right here, and this is where the creek exits the property. Right here. And if you look down in there, you can't see it on the camera very well, but if you look down in there, there's water down in that creek bed. And then that kind of winds up and goes along the north side of the property in a couple places. But this is about the property line. Probably the edge of it is right about here. And I know this because behind those trees, you can see that cornfield. So that cornfield is owned by somebody else. But here's the good news. That cornfield is downstream. So anything they spray on it, any of those kind of things, because I'm sure they use fertilizer, I'm sure they use a lot of that stuff, will be out of there. But I hope you enjoyed it.